Oh God, you're here. Story time then?
You want to hear another story?
Sure, why not?
I got another story for you. It is, The Hunchback of Notre Dame and the Seven, Rumpelstiltskins. That sounds about right. Once there was a man named King Steve. Yes, there was a king and his name was Steve. And, he had a kid. And his name was, Prince Ugly. Oh, he's a good storyteller. Oh, he's telling a story about a man named Prince Ugly. And, then he was ugly. And, King Steve, he went to a magic mirror and said, "Who am ugly?" And, the magic mirror did say, Prince Ugly was the ugliest person in all of, Placeland. So the king's like, "Oh no, he's ugly!" And, he throws him out a window. Yeah, he throws him out a window. And, then he walks away, because it was the first floor. First floors have windows, right? Yeah, he threw him out the first floor window. So he survived. Also, he was 7 at the time. He's good at telling stories. They're only slightly out of order. And, then he went to live in a forest after being thrown out of a window because he was ugly. And so he went to live in a forest, and the King Steve, he turns to, a witch. And he says, "Oh, Prince Ugly, he's out in that forest being really ugly. I need you to go into that forest and stab him. Maybe then he'll stop being so ugly." And then he does. Except Prince Ugly is so ugly, he doesn't. He just does not kill him because he's 7 and very ugly. Yeah, that's a good character motivation. I should buy a book. And I'd know how the stories. But back to the story I was telling very well. Then he walks further into the forest because, past some mountains. There's like a hole in the mountain. He walks through it. So he's no longer in Placeland. He's somewhere else beyond the mountains. And he meets 7 goblins. They're the 7 Rumpelstiltskins. And, the 7 Rumpelstiltskins say they can stay, Prince Ugly can stay in their 7 houses because they're ugly. The Rumpelstiltskins are also ugly, but Prince Ugly makes them look not as ugly because he's just very ugly. His name is Ugly. He's Prince Ugly. What's he Prince to? Technically Placeland, but also being ugly. Is there anyone as ugly as him? Yes, probably in France. And then, many years later, King Steve, he goes to his magic mirror and asks, "Who's the ugliest in all the land?" And, the magic mirror says, "It's Prince Ugly. Prince Ugly is the ugliest in all the land." So King Steve, he goes to, he, he goes to the 7 Rumpelstiltskins' house, and they says, if you can guess all 7 of our names, then you can kill that really ugly guy. Yeah. And then he does. And some of them were Rumpelstiltskin, so his name was Rumpelstiltskin. Yeah, that's a name. And one of them was also named Steve. He guesses their 7 names, and then they're like, yeah, he's over there, you can go kill him or something. And then he does. And then some guy, he comes round, and he's a wizard. And he's like, man, that guy's really ugly. He makes me look not as ugly in comparison. You mind if I use some dark magic to bring him back to life? And then Rumpelstiltskin's like, yeah, I don't see why not. Yeah, that's how Rumpelstiltskins talk. Bees. Yeah. And, Then he does. And then the necromancer and his ugly friend, they live happily ever after in ugliness. Until the ugly witch asks their friend, asks their magic mirror, who's the ugliest in all the land? And then they're like, it's Prince Ugly. And they're like, I could have sworn I killed that guy. And then he goes, Then he goes to the land of that necromancer land. What's it called? Germania. Yeah. And they're like, oh, I've got a knife and I'm gonna stab you. But this necromancer, who is also the king of Germania, is like, oh, I don't want you stabbing him. I've got an even bigger knife. And then they have a knife fight. And he wins. And then King Steve is dead. How's that for a story?
Well,
Better than the last one.
yeah, it was better than the last one. Lasted quite a while.